Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you all welcome again to module 2 of last lesson 5. So lesson 5 will be covering improving or prompt improvement of your quality of prompts. Yeah, so actually from the other lessons we saw how you can generate prompts for bio image, for flyer, logo, and product visuals. So this lesson, let's read the lesson objective. The lesson objective is learn a repeatable revision process for diagnosing weak prompts and improving results without random guessing. So this is a lesson objective for you to be able to diagnose weak prompts and improve them, which you already know what weak prompts can give as output. So we just want you to have a grounded understanding of everything. As it was said, or initially I introduced in the course, you need to have an understanding of everything. Yes, so as a designer, so when you're done with this tutorial, full-blown blind, full-fledged designer. So the core mindset you need to have here is that professionals are not identified by perfect first prompts. They are defined by calm and controlled iteration. So simply you must not be perfect at the beginning, right? So actually let's head into what is important. We'll be looking at a revision loop. So the revision loop we're talking about, we'll be focused on 5 different steps. That's to start with the visible problem, because we're trying to revise how we can structure a prompt. The 2, read the prompt line by line, revise one major variable, generate again and compare, log what changed and why. So you kind of like look at what really got changed and why it actually was possible for the tool to change it or bring the change. So we have 3 different versions of variations here. The first version is very generic, second clearly composition, then the third is focus, that's for commercial direction. So based on the product visual, right? So you need to know in the refinement loop, you look first at the problem, then check one variable, then you compare. Okay, you compare and log out, or log means like you kind of blocking, or you kind of set a boundary to look at, actually like a pause. Yes, what actually changed, what actually permitted this product visual to come out like this, so realistic like this. Okay, so let's look at the diagnosis layer for a weak prompt that give us this output. So you judge the output against the brief. A prompt is weak when it misses the communication goal, not just when the image looks plain, because this doesn't communicate anything. Wrong mode, the output feels clinical, not premium. Yes, crowded composition, there is no clear focal hierarchy, although it's not so much. Weak text space, the ad cannot carry a headline clearly. Generic product feel, the item looks like stock, not a brand. Mixed visual language, style cues does not align with the brief. As you can see that this is just like a standby man alone, like you need somebody to come and customize it. It needs to belong to somewhere, so not a product visual already. So everything in that, you move from the mode to the text space and the brand feed for diagnosing the product, right? Because we checked out the mood, the output fees clinical, but it's not premium. Text space, although nothing is yet written, but I think the text space shouldn't be considered as now because it's a very generic product and the brand feed is not also there. So you have to review the prompt, read the weak prompt line by line. Before writing everything, identify what the original brief does not tell the model to generate. Yeah, so the original weak prompt was create a premium product ad for a skincare brand. You didn't precise the brand, there's so many things. So what's missing? Specific product. Which product were you talking about? Product doesn't have a name, lightning style, the background mode, text space, and commercial priority. None of these are involved in the prompt, so that's why it's very generic. The short prompt is not automatically a clear prompt. So you see, right? So you get something like this, it will just give you something generic. It's not specific to any product. You didn't ask for this. I last gold, so you didn't ask for this, so just give something generic. So you see that you need to just Simply don't panic, but rewrite intentionally, like be focused on the brand. Revision loop. Revision 1 or revision 1, the first fix that we can do is fix the composition first. The first pass changes one major variable. Composition support keep the brief but add space and environment control. So you can see this our first version, first refinement version or refine layer. They call it version 2. Create a premium skincare product visual with soft diffuse lightening, minimal beige backdrop, elegant reflections, and calm narrative space for copy. So you can see, right? So you kind of check now what actually changed. Add lighting direction, specify minimal backdrop, protect negative space for copy. So these are the things that we added. Right. One big improvement, create a calm space for the add to brief. Right. Version 2 refinement, for a final refinement or a product, like add role and intent. So the second part sharpens brand feel. The prompt now states who the model is, what the product is, and how trustworthy the visuals will feel. Version 3 prompt now, act as a beauty campaign ad director. Create a premium skincare ad visual for a frosted glass serum bottle using soft studio lighting, refinement, beige, and cream tones. Luxury minimal styling, believable reflections, and clean text safe space. Keep the product dominant and commercially trustworthy. So here now, this version 2 or this last version we are refining, which is version 3, the last step of refinement, because we've done 2 refinements. So this stage has involved the role, the product focus, and the trust. So for all these grammatical terms or expressions, you might be like, how you get to this, how might you, how you be able to like use these words. No worry, I've told you I'm going to show you dedicated models for generating visuals in social media ads and social media designs, even put up visuals, mock-up images. So I'll just give you tips there before rounding on the lessons or models of such of those different categories. So if you now take a detailed comparison between the three, version 1, version 2, and version 3 side by side, you get to see realism of this is lesser. This one is very realistic and fits the mood, and you have enough text, save space, right? Okay, final refinement loop. Or here you the cleaner prompt usually makes a cleaner direction, right? The best prompt quality often comes from simplification, not keyword piling. So remove contradictions, luxury, playful, dramatic, bright, dark, minimal, cinematic, organic, futuristic. Give one clear priority. Premium skincare, soft studio lighting, calm beige palette, product dominant, text safe space. So you don't have to mix all of these words at once. Luxury, playful, dramatic, bright, dark, minimal. Because terms like when you put luxury, you cannot come and put dramatic again. You cannot mix the things up, so it doesn't make any sense again. Right? So you can see the final version of you see that you get to have simplified everything and then tighten the brief. You have a layer that is clear or proof. So a final lockout before we round up for the lesson. As we rounding up for the lesson, you keep a prom log in the workflow, saving weak, revised and refined version, build patterns, recognition for later projects. You can like okay, use the same prompts you use to generate one product visual and you just simply edit a little bit of details in it and you use to generate other visuals. That's it. Other visuals you just simply replace the brand or how you feel the color should be like, right? Which you simply this is how a simple revision log should be like. Generic product ad, product not branded, no text, safe space for our version 1, right? These are the logs that we've tried to like come out with or we noted like things to we are looking at which led to our refinement phase. Composition phase in version 2, better space, still soft on trust. Role plus product plus trust. Right, the version 3 now encompasses everything. The strongest commercial direction. So actually I won't tell you to be focused on all the visuals you've just been seeing here that we've been using as samples. Again, as I'm still repeating, version 1, version 2, version 3, they are just for purpose of this tutorial for you to understand how you can do your refinement process, right? So when we get down to generating product visuals actually, and otherwise you better understand because they will be based on actual prompts, right? So thank you for listening. Thank you very much. See you in the next model 3.